Welcome to this Getting Ready to Teach bite-sized video on the T-Level Technical Qualification in Craft and Design. This video covers possible delivery models. On screen is an example delivery model for the T-Level in Craft and Design. This can be found on the Pearson pages for the qualification. It is important to note that this delivery model is just an example and centres can adapt it as they see fit. It's important to note that this model allows for delivery of the core content as well as the occupational specialisms and the core skills, whilst also providing opportunities for resits and industry placements. However, centres may choose to adapt this depending on their own strengths. Now might be a good time to pause and with colleagues discuss what you think would be the challenges for this particular delivery model in your centre. You might want to consider how you plan to deliver on delivering the course, what issues you might face with the model, and what you can change or adapt about this plan to suit your needs. One possible way of ensuring content is delivered efficiently is through co-delivery of content. Have a look through the specification. Can you map elements against other aspects? Are there topics that are repeated or that overlap in the specification that could be taught together? Using a plan that you've made for your delivery, as well as the specification that you should have downloaded already, the aim of this task is to look at areas of the course that share similar content. Additionally, there may be the possibility of an overlap with some of the skills developments. This is a good opportunity now to spend some time with colleagues to share ideas that can then be noted down as to how you can deliver these areas efficiently. So please pause the video, have a look at the specification and the delivery guides, and have a discussion with your colleagues. Now would be a good time to discuss between colleagues about how you can interpret the specification and plan the programme. You might wish to think about what linked skills can be developed and delivered through the core elements. Can you ensure they're brought to life and prepare learners for what is to come through the occupational specialisms? It's important to ensure that the co-delivery of the occupational specialisms alongside the core is included. And you should make notes and discussion as it's essential for all providers to adopt this approach in this T-level because it is good practice and this should be emphasised. So now think to yourself, what approaches could you use to engage students during the delivery of the core component? You might want to think about cohort sizes, co-teaching, coverage of the specification. What resources do you have, including physical and staffing? Can these be overlapped? You might want to find topics that can be taught together, as in the examples that are used in these schemes of work. You might want to use case studies or site visits and speakers. Can you build in mock assessments? And can you ensure coverage of a range of different sectors? When using the scheme of work, you might want to have a look at how you can plan the linked content. On each element of the scheme of work, there are suggested links that are offered to support mapping with other areas of the specification, as can be seen on screen now. This is a good opportunity to discuss approaches that you could use to teach students the core skills during the delivery of the occupational specialisms. It's important to note that the ESP only assesses the core skills and knowledge, but it is contextualised, so students should be using the relevant ESP for the occupational specialism that they will be sitting. The scheme of work and delivery guide. The scheme of work that is provided suggests ways in which the guided learning hours could be divided. It is a lengthy document and is therefore divided by components, so you can easily navigate to the pages that are required. There are more ideas within the scheme of work on how to embed this into your curriculum, and these can be found within the suggested delivery guide for the core components that has been produced by Pearson. This is a detailed document that provides suggested timings and lesson ideas for the whole core delivery, an example of which can be seen on screen. Thank you for listening to this bite-sized video for the T-level in Craft and Design.